Hey there again folks, welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, the Out of Infinity, and now it's going on a quest for Sara. Her ending. I hear that this one is kind of the most complete one, or feels the most complete, so maybe some questions will be answered this time. Epilogue, left a lot to be desired, so let's roll with Sara and see what we find out. So I'll bring you in when there's something different. Or, well, we're not in the game yet, so it's nothing different. But probably after she sings to his thumb. Seemed like there was an opportunity to, well, we'll see. That. Alright, I know it's nothing too major, but let's just see what happens with this. Tomoya sounds good.
Tomoya?
Yeah, exactly same thing. Never mind. Forget I mentioned anything. Forget I paused it. You didn't see this. I really need to remember that there's no important decisions that are made on the first day. I can always skip to the second one. I did use the shortcuts, but I need to remember I can use the shortcuts, skip to the second day, because first day's a lot of nothing after you've seen it once. So yes, skippity skip. So playing rock paper scissors charades. Could I ever be Caesar this time? Caesar, please. Those are the rules. Uh-oh. Maybe I had the wrong. Maybe I made the wrong choice. Then Sara Matsunaga becomes Caesar.
拙者毛利元就と申す。早きこと風のごとく、静かなること林のごとく、侵略すること火のごとく、動かざること山のごとし。いざ出陣！パカラパカラパカラパカラパカラパカラ。
Yeah. Oh, pretty much not. My stomach hurts. It really hurts. You're too funny.
そんなに笑わなくてもいいでしょ?
That's actually pretty amusing. But because that wasn't Caesar, but a mixed up Hamlet. and then skipping. Well, the Etu something or other was sort of Caesar. But bringing back in once probably the thing that I was thinking, the repair thing or whatever, comes into play. Alright, a good bit of skipping there, and we are past the flashback with about how you and Sara met, and then game of tag or whatever the crap it is. Kick the can. I always say tag first. I don't know why. But now there was a rumble. Now we're gonna go repair with Sara. So this is probably going to cement us on her path. I think, possibly. We got her the juice when she asked for it. We did it to where she sung to our thumb. Still not sure what that's about, but I'm sure that'll be explained or just hinted about the solution. It never actually fully explained like the last time, but here we are. Repairs of Sara. Did I say Sora? Sara. Takushi, I'll come along and wait. What? Oh, Takushi, I'll come along and help you with the repairs. I said Takushi. I'm like, did I accidentally read it like a really bad actor reading a script? Like, turn left, face so and so. Hello, how are you? But okay. No, he's talking to Takushi.
ナッキョ先輩はどうするの?
He's tougher than the rest of us. She'll be fine. Besides, if something was wrong, she would she would use LeMU to
でも
contact us.
さっきの揺れで先輩の身に何かあったとしたら。
それは大丈夫です。現時点ではレミューの内部に直接的な被害は発生していない模様です。田中さんの居場所についてももうしばらくすればセンサーが回復しますのですぐに判明すると思います。
よし、ひとまず U のことは後回しだ。倉庫の状況を確認してそれから考えよ
うん。
She's fine, I promise. Promise? How can I promise that? Yes, kid, how can you promise that sort of crap? You saw in the bad ending what happens when you promise. In the good ending, we saw what you can do when you promise, so... You'll fail and you'll win, I'm sure, somehow. But somehow I wasn't sure of it.
わかった。
With that one word, the tension seemed to leave Sara.
何やっているの？置いていくわよ。
Next thing I noticed, we were the only people left in the room. There and I chased after everyone. We quickly climbed the stairs. We were told that it wasn't urgent, but we still couldn't afford to be careless. Tsugumi quietly shouldered the heavy toolbox, climbing higher and higher. Sara and I followed her, while Takushi and Sora lagged behind. That sounds familiar, huh? Hey Tsugumi, called out to Tsugumi up ahead.
何？
Tsugumi responded without looking back. There's something that's been bugging me.
だから何？
Why are you eating a hot dog? Oh, why were you eating a hot dog? I fixed his leg. That would be a weird thing to just be like carrying the toolbox. Just out of nowhere. I still couldn't figure it out. Tsugumi's behavior was incomprehensible to me. Then hit upon it. It was like she'd been showing off. What she said was...
食べたかったからよ。
That's
いけ
it?
ない？
I don't think it's wrong
で
with
も、たけしが怒るって思わなかったの？
it. Sara chimed in with a question of her own.
彼の予定なんて私の知ったことじゃないわ。
I suppose you're right. We didn't know about them until right before either. At that, we fell into silence. It looked like Takushi and Sora were having a low-key conversation behind us.
そうね。でも、
Tsugumi started to speak
ちょっと
suddenly.
いたずらしたかったのかも。
Maybe I... oh. Why was I about to read that?
ん？
For a second, I didn't know what she was talking about. I realized she meant the whole hot dog thing.
思ったより手強いわね、あいつ。
Tsugumi gave a rare laugh. It was the kind of laugh that would raise the hair on the back of your neck. We finally arrived at Zuite's stop. It's weird. Looking around the floor, everything seemed normal, but we could hear a hissing sound coming from somewhere. I wonder if... This probably isn't right, but... I'm wondering if somehow the kids' version is supposed to be happening after... after Takushi's version, because, didn't she say Haru meant fall? Or Aki meant fall? And I was thinking with her names being different, perhaps it's a different version of you, different clone of you, which would be one. The first one would be like the one from the spring, and then there'd be one from fall afterwards. I don't know. That still bugs me a little bit. But also the fact that Tsugumi mentions about how she's lived this stuff before makes me think that this is happening after Takushi's version. So I'm wondering if she remembers somehow remembers the stuff with Takushi. I don't know. We walked toward the sound.
う。それにしても昨日は何ともなかった
I
の
might
に
be
な。
giving the game too much credit. I don't know.
急に異常が起きるなんてどうしてだと思う？
そうですね。 何もかも予想通りとはいかないものですが、
The place being closed off and shut down and flooded. Yeah.
みんなが飛び跳ねたからじゃないの？
Huh?
ほら、みんなで騒がしくしてたから。だからレミューが傾いちゃったのかな。なんちゃって。
Tsugumi's flippant remark had tensed the atmosphere around us.
どうしたの？置いていくわよ。
Tsugumi walked briskly ahead. Hey, what's the matter with her?
私に聞かれたって。
ひょっとして頭でも打ったんじゃねえのか？
驚きましたね。
For a while, all we could do was stand around not knowing what to say. We had arrived in front of the room making the strange noise.
やっぱりこの音、倉庫の中から聞こえるな。
ちょっと倉庫内の状態をスキャンしてきますね。
Saying that sword
開けた
disappeared.
ら蒸気が大爆発とかしないよな。
Tsugumi fixed her eyes on the door.
そうね。平気なんじゃない？
わかるのか？
Probably.
もしかして。
適当に言ってみただけよ。
Sora appeared in front of the door.
確認しました。気圧正常、有毒ガスの発生なし。室内気温、湿度はともにわずかずつですが上昇中。パイプの一部が破損して少し水が漏れています。水深は深いところで10センチ程度です。
はあ、そんなことだろうと思ったわ。
はい？
なんでもないわ。それなら大したことないわね。
まあ、そうですね。
中に入ろう。修理すれば問題なくなるんだろ？
はい、お願いします。
We opened the door. We looked toward the wall that was making the hissing sound. Wait, this is... Whoa, whoa. Is this the part where... This is the part where her accident happens? Or is this too early? There's a faint crack in the pressure regulating pipe and water was dancing out of it in a fine mist.
本当に大丈夫なの？
多分。
平気よ。この程度ならすぐに直せるわ。
Tsugumi opened up the toolbox and started taking out tools.
どうすればいい？
パイプが少し歪んでしまっているわ。金具を締め直すからパイプを持って支えてくれる？
あ、了解。
Don't ask me to turn valves. I don't want to turn valves.
私は？向こうのこのパイプがつながってるバルブがあるの。わかる？あれ？御意でござる。
And what about me?
指示するから私に必要な道具を渡してちょうだい。
Got it. We started to work. We opened and closed a number of valves, connected and repaired pipes, and welded shut cracks.
それにしても手慣れてるな。
何が？
溶接だよ。どこかで覚えたのか？
知りたいの？
いや、それはお前。
どうでもいいことを聞くの悪い癖よね。こう言えば満足？
はあ？なんだそりゃ。わかったよ。もう聞かねえよ。
Every once in a while, I felt that Tsugumi's words seemed out of place. I stole glances at Tsugumi's expression as I gave and took back tools. Of course, her face didn't really tell me anything. So I watched this for a while from the side. After a while, an intercom in the corner of the room sounded.
あれ、なんだ？呼び出しか？
田中さんからです。どうやら警備室の方にいらっしゃるようです。
はあ、先輩無事だったんだ。
That's a relief.
すいませんが皆さん、田中さんが私を呼んでいます。向こうに行かなくてはならないのですが。
ああ、
They were really
行ってきてく
worried
れ。
then.
こっちはなんとかなりそうだ。
はい。では、あとはお願いしますね。
Sora approached the intercom and disappeared as if it had sucked her in. We knew she could travel instantly, but it was still an odd sight.
少年、こっちの方はもういいから向こうのバルブの操作をお願い。
No, no valves. What? Sure, no problem. I moved over to the area by the pipes that she
まず
indicated.
そこの青いバルブを
What? Oh, what was that? For a second I saw
そうした
something.
ら次に赤いバルブをひねって。
The intercom continued to ring, and the hissing sound of the steam persisted. That feeling I just had, that was like before. I know, it was like when I was going to the conference room from the kiosk this
それ
morning.
じゃあサラ、少しそこで待ってて。
準備 OK。
少年、今言った順番でバルブをお願い。ちょっと少年、聞いてるの？
Huh? Yeah, I got it. Sorry, the blue then the red, right?
そうよ。緩めて、それから閉めるの。
I started on the blue valve in front of me. I needed to loosen it. And right then it happened again. Inside my head went all white. Felt like my consciousness was whisked off somewhere else. What was that? I'd like to know. An image flashed at the back of my mind, and it felt that my brain was being hammered by light. It was stop and start, stop and start. Boxes falling and shattering up to the floor, massive amounts of water cascading down, and then I remember losing all power to stand and crumpling right there on the spot. That was... it can't be.
おい、どうしたんだ？おい。
Takeshi shook my shoulders, bringing me back from wherever I'd been.
おう、
Takeshi?
俺だ。大丈夫か？
Takeshi. Trouble.
え？
If we stay here, there's going to be trouble. We have to escape now. I coughed the words out deliriously. Things are gonna fall and water will flood in and someone will get really hurt.
何言ってんだ？わけわかんねえよ。
Right now, we have to escape. Felt like I was filling up with fear and panic.
落ち着けよ。落ち着けって。
どいて。
My left cheek burned like it had been scalded.
落ち着きなさい。
Resting my hand on my hurting face, I stood up. The pounding of my heart finally got under
あなたは
control.
もういいわ。
Saying that, Tsugumi pointed to a corner of the
あっ
room.
ちでおとなしくしていなさい。
Ah, that's mean.
わから
What?
ない？作業の邪魔だって言ってるの。
なあ、それはちょっと言い過ぎだろ。少年は疲れてるだけなんだよ。
あなたは黙ってて。いい？こういう時にこの子みたいなのがいると迷惑なの。きっと今につまらないミスを犯すに決まっているわ。あなただってこんな場所で事故なんて起こされたくないでしょ。
まあ、そうだけど。
ということだから、どいてちょうだい。ここは別の人に任せるわ。
No. I walked meekly to the corner. After that, the work went smoothly, and finally we succeeded in getting everything back on to normal. What I had seen hadn't been real. Thankfully, my predictions had been off. Yes, very thankfully. With the repairs finished, everyone left the room and I was in the warehouse alone. I wondered what had been going on in my mind before. I wish I knew. While everything had all turned out all right, it bothered me to no end. Yesterday in the generator room, and then this. I wondered what was wrong with me. I was still without my memory. I couldn't even find any of the pieces. But maybe, I thought that maybe these crazy flashes that kept occurring had something to do with my lost memory. Maybe I'm closer to getting my memory back. I floated around the warehouse thinking about it. So suddenly I noticed that deeper in the corner of the room there was another door. There appeared to be another room on the other side of the wall. The door was open, as if it were inviting me in. This is brand new. It was a tiny room. Inside the room was dimly lit and it smelled damp and moldy. Lights were off and closing door made it even darker. I could just make out the interior of the room. The wall looked cold and sturdy. The room was covered with cables and pipes. I imagined that the room was used for storing equipment used in the warehouse. The far wall had a small square window. My mind felt all foggy. Maybe I was just fatigued, like Takashi said. A lot had happened over the last 3 days. I had heard a lot and thought about a lot of things. I don't know what it is, but I feel so sluggish. I sat down in a corner of the room and hugged my knees. Looking up, I saw moonlight streaming in through the window. It was a warm, full light. Hello, camera. I noticed that the walls of the room were made of concrete. As I sat with my back against the cold wall, I stared up at the full moon shining in from outside the window. The moon was far away. The broad night sky was contained in that little square space. The bluish shadows of the moonlight crawled slowly across the gray walls. I looked at the moon and its shadows and let out a sigh in the darkness. I didn't want to think about anything. I pretended not to notice the freezing coldness. The room had a very small bed. The sheets were pulled tight. There wasn't a single wrinkle or even a speck of dust. Next to the bed lay a chair with all the sharp edges rounded off. One of the chair's legs were bent off in an unnatural direction. The door was closed. It was a steel door with no knob. I felt eyes upon me from the corner of the ceiling. A sharp, intense pair of eyes boring into my body. I couldn't see the body belonging to the eyes, but a harsh laugh rang loudly in my ears. Next to the lens, a red light was on. The red light shone on the ceiling as if it was cutting off the room's corners in the darkness. Suddenly I heard the sobbing voice of someone behind me. Someone was crying on the other side of the wall. The small voice of a girl echoed in the darkness. Is that Coco? That sounds like Coco. Then I heard,
うるさい我慢しろ
it was the gruff voice of a man ringing out. I suspected the girl had been hit. It sounded like she had fallen on the hard concrete and was crying even harder. I covered my ears with my hands and shook my head. Still the girl's cries of pain didn't stop. As if trying to escape, I crawled across the floor to the opposite corner of the room and curled up. The moon's light was bright. I covered myself with a blanket as if to hide and close my eyes. The girl just cried and cried. Then I guess a gong goes off. Oh. I wonder what that sound could be. I didn't want to think about it anymore. If I closed my eyes, even if I plugged my ears, the image of the girl struggling on the floor jumped back into my mind. The voice gradually got weaker and faded. Finally it disappeared completely. In the silence, only a muffled sob echoed hollowly. The air in the room was so dank and still that it felt heavy and strange on the skin. I heard a feeble voice.
全部お前のせいだ
The sudden curses of the man drowned out the girl's voice.
これは全部お前の望んだことなんだそうだろお前は全部認めたんだこうなることは最初から分かっていたくせに
No, I didn't know. What?
嘘をつけならどうして逃げた
I didn't run away.
いやお前は逃げたあの子を置いて 一人で逃げたんだ。
No, no, I promised.
その約束は果たせなかった。というよりも、最初から果たすつもりなんかなかったんだろ？
No.
お前は自らの幸せを買ったんだ。あの子の体と引き換えにな。
Who's you talking about? Coco? Hmm. No, 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 no.
約束だよ。迎えに来るまでいい子にして待ってるから。いい子にして待ってるから。ずっと待ってるから。
No. I shouted and grabbed the chair lying on the floor with both hands. That's new music. I haven't heard that one yet. I took the chair as if to scare away a ghost and pounded it on the wall. Wildly, I put all my limited strength into it over and over. The chair bent awkwardly and scraped against the dented wall. Outside the window, the moonlight shined far away. Back in the room, though. Damn you! I took the chair and with all my strength threw it at the moon. The moon shattered like fireworks, shattering to pieces. Kill you. Saying this, I threw my body into the steel door. The door wouldn't budge, but I didn't give up. If I had to pulverize my body, I was still going to open that door. Determined kid is determined. I hurled myself against the door again and again. The rage I felt made my blood boil and my body shake with fury. Something hot and sticky flowed from near my temple. Every time I crashed into the door, a shock of pain ran through my body. Looked at my shoulder might already be broken. A dull sound echoed in the darkness endlessly. Suddenly the door opened. White light poured into my eyes. Tears swelled my eyes, overflowing. Through my blurred vision I could make out Sara. Sara stood surrounded by the bright light, her hands outstretched to me. Finally my consciousness was sucked into the light. Powerless, I slumped to the floor, lying there. My body felt heavy, like lead, and like it would sink into the floor. The next thing I knew, I was on a bed. That seemed like a good place to call it there. After a good while, that got interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm not sure what's going on. Is it a flashback? Was it the future? Was it now? Is this all a dream that he's in now, and that was the reality? I don't know what's going on. That's what I like about this game. What I hate about it too. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I do hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one where more questions will be asked, but none shall be answered. Farewell, folks.